Good morning, everyone. I'm going to re-record the ATS videos because YouTube has a new thing where they only allow videos that are up to 15 minutes. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. You can watch the replay as many times as you need. And I want to just give you the information. So let's talk ATSs, the truth, the lies, and what you really need to know. Were you around for any of these milestones, like in 1989 when we had paper applications, or you could also begin to email and fax resumes? Then the first job board came on scene in 1994, which was, of course, Monster. The first ATS arrived in Canada in 1996 and then hit the U.S. market in 1999. The other thing that changed in 1999 was Monster aired this great Super Bowl commercial that began the transition of the phase out of classified ads, the arrival of ATSs, all these other ATSs started popping up. And then in 2003, LinkedIn was founded in response to the new job search strategy and the digital hiring process. In 2012, Taleo bought RecruitSoft and Oracle bought RecruitMax. IBM also has a hand in that pot, and so now we have these major backings behind the ATS strategy we introduced. Scoring and technology is upped. There are more than 300 ATSs on the market as of 2016. That's probably a lot more now, but over 90% of companies report that they use an ATS in one way or another. In 2020, the ATS is the only way to apply for jobs at the majority of companies. No more paper applications. The ATS was created to process high volumes of applications quickly. Before COVID, pre-COVID, there were 300 applications per job posting. Now that's closer to around 1,100 and will remain that way for a good while. In September, the unemployment rates actually went up instead of down. The second reason that the ATS was created was to organize candidate information, to have your file, your resume, your contact information, notes from your call, calendar, appointments, and everything all in one place. It was designed to track you through the process and streamline communication, even though we know a very small percent of companies are actually using the communication features. So how does it work? The ATS is a computer. Guys, I say this to all of my clients. The ATS is a computer. It doesn't have personal feelings about you, and you just have to learn to speak to it in computer code. It reads information through the ORM, the object relational mapping. So when it's taking your Word document and transcribing that into computer code, that's how you speak to it. It only understands text. Comparing the text to the job description and the text to your resume then gives you your ATS score. The ATS scans your resume for key criteria that is programmed into the system when the job order is entered. And sometimes it's only text, and other times it has the option for you to have required skills. The arguments about the ATS that I hear most often is that there's a lot of updates in 2020, which is true, but we don't know what companies are using updated ATSs and which ones are using 1992 ATSs or 1999, whatever version they're using, because the upgrades aren't automatic. It's not an iPhone. So software upgrades are expensive, implementations are labor intensive, and it's this really big process to upgrade key software. So companies don't do it. They often are using outdated systems, and you can't tell which one they're using. Here's some shocking information maybe. Copy and paste your resume over into Notepad. That's how the ATS sees your resume. If it doesn't copy well into Notepad, it's not going to work for the ATS either. Let me show you how that looks. On the left corner is our copy of my resume. So this is the format that we use here at Maximize Your Job Search. We have a core competencies and achievement section that is actually maybe the most important part of your resume. And then if you look on the bottom right, you'll see how the Notepad feature reads that information. And if you notice how different that is, then it kind of is eye-opening about why our resumes may not be getting through the ATS. This is also why I started using round bullet points instead of square, even though anyone who's worked with me knows I like the square look better, but it doesn't copy over as pretty into the ATS. So just to keep it consistent, I've started using round as well. So here's a couple of things you cannot include in your ATS resume: italics, underlines, columns, text boxes, headers and footers, tables, graphs, icons, emojis, hyperlinks, more than one horizontal line, pictures, logos, slashes, and then symbols like trademarks and copyrights. Let's go through Mythbusters on this video, and then we'll start our second video here in just a few minutes. The Mythbuster for hyperlinks is that the ATS does not auto-reject your resume because of a hyperlink. However, it has to be able to tell where the words are pointing. So a URL that has the www part of the address is not automatically rejected just because there's a hyperlink in it. Your email address can hyperlink back to your email. However, it has to be able to tell where it's going. What you cannot have is a hyperlink that uses text or a graphic to link back to a website like this. So if you notice the like this is underlined and it points back to my website. The ATS cannot tell that like this equals www.maximizeyourjobsearch.com, so you have to show it. You can include websites like your portfolio, GitHub, and LinkedIn, but you have to put the whole URL in the resume, www included. Horizontal lines are a big controversy. The ATS can't read between two horizontal lines. We use one horizontal line at the very top because it separates contact information and just for visual appeal. However, the auto-formatted lines are seen as page borders and create odd page definitions, and if the ATS can't read the page definitions, it just skips it or rejects it. So we use one horizontal line at the very top, but remember the ATS can only read 1/2 inch to 1 inch margins, so keep that in mind. So joiners and separators, this one probably throws people off the most. The ATS cannot score words that are joined by slashes or hyphens. If using a separator like a pipe symbol, make sure that you have a space before and after the pipe symbol, okay? You don't want it to be right against the word or it creates this chaos. For example, program manager or project manager / business analyst won't work. More on the next slide when we talk about scoring. Dallas, Texas, and is separated with a pipe symbol from my email address. That works. On scoring, remember resumes are scored based on how well the words in your resume match the words in the job description. So in our previous example, project manager / business analyst, the score would be project 1, manager / business 1, seen as one word, analyst 1. Neither manager nor business would be scored because they are seen as one word. This is true for trademarks, copyrights, and other symbols. The words have to be exactly like they are in the search term. So if I did quotation project manager, it wouldn't have showed up in that because manager / business is one word. Same thing with business analyst wouldn't show up because manager / business is one word. So it doesn't score out correctly. All right, to be continued on the next video, guys.